It's just that because you have that poverty mindset,
Yeah.
you think you're not enough. You think that you don't deserve it. You think that you will make it. But like, if you have God in your heart and you've had
Mhm.
like El Rey de Reyes, El Señor de Señores, the
Sí.
King of the world, the Jesus, like is with you, how could you not make it? Like, if you have the right heart, because if you don't have
Right.
the right heart, that will not
That
happen.
part.
It depends. Like, are you like praising the money or are you praising the Lord? And with your resources, you are going to bless the people. That's when I know that believers are actually going to get that blessing from God, because I've been living that and God has humiliated me a lot to get the
Yes.
right heart. But genuinely, like, also, there's so many resources like ChatGPT, all of those AIs, YouTube. Like, you can, if you stop watching TV, if you stop eating fast food, if you start eating from home and taking all that time to actually learn from people that already like went there and watch a video like this, then you will get inspired. So try that while you listen, it actually edifies inside of you and builds you to be the person that you want to be. Stop watching things that make no sense, or start surrendering for people that are smoking and doing drugs, or just having a lifestyle that you don't want. Surround yourself with people that have the lifestyle that you want, because they will bring you up and
Yes.
they will inspire you to do better. When I see somebody that is doing better than me,
Yeah.
I don't get jealous because that's terrible. I
Mhm.
just get inspired. I was like, if they
Yes.
did it, I
I
can
can do
do it.
it.
And if I don't know how to do it, then I'll ask. And if they don't tell
Mhm.
me, then I look it up. And then, like, there's so many free resources. Like, if you are not making money, if you are not building a company, it's completely on you. But you have to break that and be like, I can do it. I'm capable. I'm
Yes.
enough. And God is with me.
Welcome to the She Roars podcast. I am your host, Jennifer Ortiz, and we are here at the Besties Boardroom Conference in Jacksonville, Florida, surrounded by amazing women entrepreneurs, female founders from all around that have met this week. So we come together to connect and build together. And I have an amazing special guest here that I have the blessing and honor to meet. So if you can introduce yourself, your name, what you do, and what's the mission behind the work?
Absolutely. So, my name is Kate Violet. I am a marketing expert, social media expert, and content coach as well. My mission is to help entrepreneurs and business owners how to generate clients with social media. I call myself like the little unicorn because I know a lot about business. I know a lot about content, and knowing how to make content that generates business and money is really unique. So that is my mission.
That is so wonderful. And how long you been doing this?
I've been doing content creation for 5 years. I've been doing generating leads and clients for 2 years and a half. And I started the company last year.
Congratulations
Thank
for
you.
starting your own company.
Much.
Wow, entrepreneurship. Have you ever thought that you will be at a place like right now?
No, no. I honestly, I always knew I wanted to do something. Either I was an actress. I did a lot of theater. I've done a lot of content creation. I've been in reality shows, reality series. So I always knew I wanted to do something and where I will speak and show my talents. But I've never been on a podcast. This is my first podcast.
Yeah,
So I'm really happy to be
I'm so
here.
excited that it's your first podcast
Yes.
interview. One of many, of course.
Yes. Yes.
Ay, qué honor. Es una alegría de tenerte aquí.
Thank you so much. Muchas
Sí,
gracias.
ay, de nada. Can you share a bit about your backstory? I love that you're Latina. You're making such an impact in the social media space and content creation. So that way the audience can know what was your upbringings and when was your breakthrough moment and how you got here.
Absolutely. So I am from Venezuela. It's a small country in South America. I was always low middle class compared to the US, like very poor. And I didn't have a lot of privilege growing up. I decided to come to the US when I was 19 years old. I had pretty much no choice. I had no future there. There was a lot of problems going back in my country in Venezuela. So there was no food, there was shortage of medicine, electricity, water. The quality of life just went downhill. And I had my mom, my dad, all of my family there, and I would see that I needed to get out. I needed to go and make a sacrifice to put myself out there and work as much as I could to be able to provide for my family. And essentially, what I did is that at 19 years old, I got my student visa and I convinced my parents to come to the US. And I had come to the US previously, so I kind of knew a few people and I was able to get some help from people from church when I came. And I decided to come to Delaware, 19 years old. I had no money, speak the language very well. I didn't know the culture. I had no family whatsoever. I had no help. And I will sleep in the couch. I would sleep in somebody's random bed. Sometimes I would sleep in my car. So I will call a process that was really hard, but ultimately was such a big sacrifice that I ended up being the pioneer of my family. And I brought my dad, I brought my mom, I brought my brother. So because of the sacrifice that I made and everything that I went through, I was able to feed my family back in Venezuela. So there is a lot of it, but I will keep with the questions.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. How your backstory and how God used you as a vessel to be an
Mhm.
instrument to help your family in the hard times. And when you didn't have anything and you made a lot of sacrifice, which is not easy,
Mhm.
right? To leave your family behind,
Yes.
coming to a new country, starting from scratch, and building a foundation now. And now you're building an empire,
Exactly.
which is amazing. Congratulations on
Yeah.
that, because I can just see a lot of many listeners and women that are Latinas. They are living in countries like this that are hard to start or to find a job, and they're scared to pivot or
Yeah, that's true.
to come here to start their own business or get into the job, because it started like that. It's just starting into getting into a job and then building your own empire, but it's also breaking that generational cycle of poverty.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, what do you suggest or advise the women that are listening that have this fear of, just think about the woman that you was back then? What will you advise her or encourage her?
Yeah, so a lot of me, I was in the poverty mindset because obviously I come from a very poor country.
Mhm.
I had a broke mentality and a lot of survival mode. So for me, the bare minimum was enough. For me, being able to eat was enough. For me, being able to have a roof over my head was enough. So imagine the amount of trauma. And I think
Yes.
most of Venezuelans and even Latinos countries go through this because we just get enough with what we have. But I had to break that through when I realized that I was making just enough for me. But then when I would see my mom struggle and then my dad struggle and then all of my family struggle because I have a lot of family and because of the situation we lost everything. Like dad lost his
Mhm.
job, they lost their homes. Like literally they're starting over from scratch. And I decided I was like, if nobody's want to do it and they don't have the capability, they don't speak another language, they are not as they're so tired of trying so much. I'm like, I have the energy. I have to make it work. And genuinely, I did it not because of me. I did it because of them. I did it because
Mhm.
I wanted to make a change and I wanted to help people because I know that's what ultimately God chose me to do. And
Mhm.
He told me once, actually, when I was praying, that I came to this earth not to be helped because I feel that I haven't had help, but to help other people, to bless other
Mhm.
people. And I believe that my testimony and everything that I've been through is just a sacrifice that God is good. And whenever you surrender to Him, He will give you everything you want in His timing.
Yes. Yes.
But it was such a hard process, and it still is. Like, because I haven't
Mhm.
go to my end goal, but I'm getting there. I'm working. But at the end of the day, for me, it was always my family, the people out there that don't have homes, the children out there that have no parents, that need a mom,
Mhm.
that need an orphanage, that is actually give them a quality of life. That is where my heart is. And I
Yes.
knew that I needed to be a millionaire in order to do that. So I had to make it happen.
Come on, that is beautiful. Preach, girl. Preach, girl. Yes, I love it because that is so true. Especially me, I can speak. I had that poverty mindset. I had that broke mentality. Like, oh, because I haven't seen it in my family and the struggle and the financial crisis. I was like, I don't see myself being a millionaire, at
Mhm.
that point. Or I don't, it's a lot. That's fear of success is real
Yeah.
because of like, you feel like you're leaving your family behind and you're alone in the journey.
Because you're actually
But
bringing
you're
them with
bringing them,
you.
yes, and you're bringing them with you. It's not about us. It's about serving and helping and really fulfilling what God has put in our hearts to fulfill and make a kingdom impact
Mhm.
and break that poverty cycle in
Mhm.
generations.
That's
So that is beautiful. And for those that are struggling with this survivor mindset and this broke mentality of, man, like me building $1 million empire, like it feels impossible. Like it feels so like out of reach. How can a person shift from the survivor broke mentality to, yes, I can build $1 million empire?
Yes. So what wrote to me, and that's what I always tell my best friend and I tell people, is that you have to surround yourself with the right people. You have to be in the right room. And sometimes that
Mhm.
not might be with your neighbors, that might not be with your family. Not saying that you have to leave them aside,
Right.
but going to conference, going to events, surrounding yourself by millionaires and billionaires. Like you can pay a ticket that you will pay $700 and it might seem like a huge investment, but when you see these people and you compare yourself and you're like, these people are making billions of dollars, millions of dollars, and I'm not, and I'm also qualified to do it. That's when you realize that you have everything. It's just that because you have that poverty mindset,
Yeah.
you think you're not enough. You think that you don't deserve it. You think that you will make it. But like, if you have God in your heart and you've had
Mhm.
like El Rey de Reyes, El Señor de Señores, the
See.
King of the world, the Jesus, like is with you, how could you not make it? Like if you have the right heart, because if you don't have
Right.
the right heart, that will not
That
happen.
part.
It depends. Like, are you like praising the money or are you praising the Lord? And with your resources, you are going to bless the people. That's when I know that believers are actually going to get that blessing from God. Because I've been living that and God has humiliated me a lot to get the
Yes.
right heart. But genuinely, like, also, there's so many resources like ChatGPT, all of those AIs, YouTube. Like, you can, if you stop watching TV, if you stop eating fast food, if you start eating from home and taking all that time to actually learn from people that already like went there and watch a video like this, then you will get inspired. So try that while you listen, it actually edifies inside of you and builds you to be the person that you want to be. Stop watching things that make no sense or start surrounding for people that are smoking and doing drugs or just having a lifestyle that you don't want. Surround yourself with people that have the lifestyle that you want because they will bring you up and
Yes.
they will inspire you to do better. When I see somebody that is doing better than me,
Yeah.
I don't get jealous because that's terrible. I
Mhm.
just get inspired. I was like, if they
Yes.
did it, I
I
can
can do
do it.
it.
And if I don't know how to do it, then I'll ask. And if they don't tell
See.
me, then I look it up. And then like there's so many free resources. Like if you are not making money, if you are not building a company, it's completely on you. But you have to break that and be like, I can do it. I'm capable. I'm
Yes.
enough. And God is with me. So who
Right.
is with you? Yes,
Right. Who could be
exactly.
against us when we have
Exactly.
God on our side
Mhm.
and knowing that the angels of hosts are behind
Amen.
us and to break grounds.
Hmm.
And it's so true. Like right now, we at a business conference.
Exactly.
We are a
Yeah,
women's
women.
business
Yes,
conference.
yes.
We are being in the room by women that we can be encouraged,
Hmm.
inspired, that are making the millions, that are making the impact in their communities and changing people's lives
Exactly.
to be free and not in bondage.
Hmm.
And I agree. Investment is so key. Like learn how to invest in yourself. And because if you don't learn how to invest in yourself, how you expect other people to invest in you?
That's true.
So that is so key. And I love that you recommended that. Amazing. And also for the Latinas that probably there's a language barrier
Hmm.
of starting in a new, like here in the States, they only know Spanish, they don't know English much, but they want to go and jump and pivot.
Hmm.
What can you tell them?
You want me to say it in Spanish or English?
Ay, como tú
Como tú
quieras.
quieras.
Sí.
Okay, so I can say it in both, I guess, for everybody that's watching. So, for my Latina beauties, para mis chicas, I have met millionaires. Yo he conocido millonarios that don't speak English, que no hablan inglés. So, you have to stop putting a barrier in front of you. Tienes que dejar de poner una barrera encima de ti, al frente de ti, because you have the capability. You are good at something. So don't allow people to minimize you just because of
Mhm.
your language, just because of where you come from, just because of your culture. Que no dejes que te minimicen por tu cultura, por tu lenguaje, por lo que sabes. So like, look at me. I literally come from nothing. I have no help. Don't come from privilege. I don't come from money. I don't even come from a good status because I love Venezuela. Yo amo mi país, but let's be honest here. Like we are pretty, like we were doomed. Genuinely, everything just went bad over and over again for us. Like we are not even allowed in certain. Tengo mis redes sociales, Jara. So like, don't stop. Don't let your weakness, calling it
Mhm.
somehow, affect your outcome. You can do it.
Yes. Come on, girl. It's about not waiting for the right moment. Because
Exactly.
if we wait for the right moment, oh, until I do this and that,
It was
you're never going to do it. You're
Mhm.
never going to find the perfect moment to do it.
Absolutely.
And really to launch forward if you need
Mhm.
to learn or to help you like be in the room,
Mhm.
like you said, that they don't know English and so it's possibilities. There's
Exactly.
possibilities. And what season of becoming are you currently in as a woman? and as a business owner in this season?
As a business owner, I am a builder. I am building an empire.
Come
I'm
on, building that
scaling. Yes,
empire.
I'm scaling. I've been dedicated. I opened my company. My company is called Violet Red Marketing. Violet, my
Beautiful.
middle name, red, because I always wear red. Actually, that's the only thing
Yeah.
I wear. I promise all of my closet, everything is red or burgundy or violet. And marketing because I'm really good at marketing myself in social media. I know a lot about personal branding, content creation, generating leads. So I am building an empire right now. So I'm on the focusing of creating the content, getting the clients, getting
Come
people on my
on.
coaching program, or me doing because I do social media for people. So if you don't have the time to get, then I can help you. My team can help you do it for you. But right now, I just want to build my company to billions. So now,
Yeah.
like I'm doing content, doing my academy. I have a lot of things going on, but it's definitely a building season.
Building the empire 2026.
Exactly. Yes.
Going to the next level.
Mhm.
And I know it was for you a process to get to this point,
Absolutely.
right? So, what was the moment in your journey where you had to stop shrinking or playing safe to make other people comfortable and truly own your voice?
Wow. If I cry, I'm sorry.
It's okay. This is a safe
Yes.
space.
So it was hard because I always knew I wanted to do something. I have opened multiple companies and failed constantly. I opened a photography company, which I actually did pretty well. I was wedding photographer for 7 years. Then I moved to Florida, lost all my clients, obviously, when you move, and I would travel a lot back to Delaware, where I was
Mhm.
living to get them. I opened a high ticket dropshipping company, which did a lot of money, but I was a waitress at the time, so I couldn't handle the both.
Well,
And I was so focused about the security of getting the money every day that I decided to give up on my business, which did hurt a lot. I tried to open a business with a friend. It failed as well. So I always knew I wanted something more, but I was always afraid to do it alone, or I felt that I
yeah.
wasn't enough to do it. It wasn't until this past few years that I got into jobs, and generally, all my bosses were terrible. They would treat me really, really badly. They would minimize me so bad, and they would make me feel like I wasn't worth it. Like I wasn't enough. I was doing everything because I do everything with passion and with excellence. And the things that I went through, I have PTSD from it. I didn't even think that I could get that because I'm so like driven into prayer, but
Yeah.
literally like hearing the voice of those people or thinking about those people, like it makes me shake. It makes me feel uneasy and feeling that I know God put me in those positions to show me that you either keep yourself in that position or you either make it happen.
Wow.
Because I knew the talent that I have, and I know the talent that I have. I know I'm very talented and I love helping people. And that's what I'm doing. I'm coaching
Yes.
people how to generate leads on social media.
Yes.
But it was a breaking point that I literally will cry every single week. It was terrible. I literally was mistreated emotionally and yelled at and I don't know if I should say this, but somebody told me, I'm not going to say the name obviously, that I needed to learn English to not have a Latino accent actually, because that will make me sound more professional. That will make
Oh.
me have more hires or more help or which I heard it a lot, but hearing it from a person that was close to me and
Mm.
it will reinforce it every single day, it literally made me feel like I wasn't enough. And I tried. I literally heard the advice, even if I didn't want to, and I couldn't. And if somebody tells you you need to do this in order to be better, and I couldn't because
No.
removing your accent, even if I try, it's just almost impossible or like really hard, even
Yeah.
though I've gotten better over the years. But just coming at me because of that instead of praising my talents of being, wow, you're great at this, you're good at this, you're good at this, like it's so bad. And also being constantly reminder how much I was getting paid. Like, oh, I pay you for this. Oh, this is what you get. And being constantly reminder too that everything that I was doing is like, oh, we're putting like money and food over your daughter's table, over your mom's table. That is like
Mm.
such a humiliation. And I hope that this person probably didn't do it out of intention, but out of stress. And
Yeah.
I forgave them and everything, and I wish them the best. But it literally destroyed me inside into pieces. And until I was to a point that I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I need to build my own business because, yes, I want to put food, because I'm a single mom, I want to put food over my daughter's table, but I don't want anybody reminding me that. I
Mhm.
want to retire my mom, but I don't want anybody to remind me that because it
Mhm.
hurts.
It's of
It literally breaks me
course.
inside. And
Gotta.
exactly. So it's like, I mean, if you have a job, like, what kind of boss tells you that? Like, that is just
That's
horrible. Like, why
horrible.
would they do that? So genuinely, that's what made me decide. I was like, you know what? I'm done. And I decided to leave and start over with no security, no net, no anything. I completely changed my niche also on my social media, which is very risky, by the way. I do not recommend it unless you know what you're doing like me.
Yeah.
But it ended up to having more opportunities and blessing me. It was God all along.
Wow.
He made me feel safe, and it's so funny how in those situations, everybody that I've ever helped, nobody was there, and the people that could be there, they were just going through so much that I couldn't even ask because I felt bad. So I felt that I went through that battle like alone, but God reminded me, I'm taking you to this journey because I don't want you to give yourself the glory because you did
Right.
it. I want you to give me the glory because you're here because of me,
Mhm.
because I will humiliate and cry every single night. I still do cry every night and cry every night and read the Bible every night.
Yeah.
But it's because of him and thanks to
Yes.
him that I'm here today. So
Amen. Because he has built a firm foundation in your
Amen.
life. Wow. And how he brought beauty from ashes from your story and how what the enemy meant for evil, God turned it around for
Exactly.
your own good. That is a
Exactly.
stone of a pillar
Yeah.
in what you're building, that empire for you
Mhm.
and your family and your
Yeah.
daughter, your mom. And those are beautiful dreams. And you have an amazing voice
Thank
and
you.
accent and Latina in the
Thank you.
making, breaking records, ya tú sabes, en the social
Amen.
media que nada la para,
Exactly.
okay? I love that. And that's a unique presence, a unique presence in the favor of God in your life that
Amen.
nobody can take it away.
That's true.
Nobody can take it away. So, yes, owning your voice. And what belief about yourself or success do you have to unlearn in order to grow to the level you at right now?
Oh, wow. I had to stop saying to myself, I can do it. Like that word doesn't exist in my language and I don't want to do it. Either I don't want to do it and I can do it. It just doesn't exist. I
Right.
literally had to break free from that because I always said, I always knew because I'm a social media manager on my company as a marketing agency. And I always said, I don't want to be a social media manager because I don't want to handle other people's social media. I want to do my own because I'm passionate about doing my own. Not because I wasn't good at it, it's because it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I would see all of these things coming up on my TikTok and Instagram about social media managers and everything.
You
And I'm like,
see.
wow, I could definitely be a killer at that, even though I was a production manager at a company and I actually did a lot of social media. That was my job for 2 years.
Wow.
But I was like, no, I'm okay. I don't want to do that. And God is so funny. Things that I always say I wouldn't do.
Right.
But it was what I meant to do because I'm passionate about it. So even if I don't know something, I'm never like it's a lot of complicated stuff when you do a business. Like I do
Mhm.
automations and CRMs and I do generating leads and capturing emails and
Yeah.
nurturing emails. Like it's a lot of things that I didn't know and I had to figure it out.
Right.
So for me, it's like stop with it. I can do it. I don't know how to do it. Your mindset is I can figure it out and I will. And sometimes you get frustrated on the first day, like, oh my God, I didn't know. Then you go to sleep, you take
See.
a nap, you pray, you read the Bible, you eat something yummy. The next day, you try again until you figure it out. So that's how my mindset completely changed from like being like, I can, I'm not good enough, this until I'm like, I am going to do
I'm
it.
gonna do it.
I don't know how,
Period.
but it will happen. So,
Yes, and being firm on that.
yes,
Like, I'm
exactly.
gonna do it, period. There's no
Exactly.
going backwards.
Exactly.
And I'm thinking about the person that is interested in getting into social media and content creation
Hmm.
and how to start. And it's they make the reels, they make the content, but the views are low, they get discouraged, and then they just give up. And
Hmm.
like, esto no pa' mí. Like
It happens, yeah.
yeah. So, what are some tips or strategies, like maybe ones you can share, that they could start implementing right now in
Mhm.
their social media so that way they can be more visible, get more views, or increase their followers and get leads?
Yeah. So you will have to decide what do you want to do. Do you want to go viral or do you want to make money? Because the two are not the same. They can happen at the same time, but the
Mhm.
goal is not the same. So I've been going viral for the past 5 years. And when I tell you I had a video that reached 17 million views and I made $0. So I wasted a lot of years creating content and getting followers and getting views, but views doesn't equal money because you are depending, just to break it down for you, you're depending on monetization from platforms that they will
Mhm.
go and come back. They will give you $1,000 one month and then $0 the next month. So it's not reliable. unless you're extremely super viral, which is really hard to do. Not impossible though. Brand deals that happen come 1 month you get $1,000, one time you get 20. Like it's just so random unless again you're really really big and you're going to red carpets and invited to the Oscar and things like that. Not the Oscars, but like these carpets that they do like in LA and things like that. I don't know. I
Yes.
don't go to those stuff yet. But
Yes. One day you
um
will.
so if your goal is that just being an influencer genuinely, you're gonna go broke unless you have a good strategy. I know a friend that has, and I love him. If you see this, I love you. He has 2.3 million followers and he has a 9 to 5 job.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
because views and millions of followers doesn't equal money.
Right.
Now, how do you make money on social media? That's what the unicorn Kate is going to tell you. You need to have a business idea. You need to have a service. You need to have a product. And you need to create content based on that. And you don't need to be salesy, but you can be fun. If you go and see my social
Yeah.
media, I do fun stuff. I do viral, I do my outfits, I do my story, I talk about who I am. But I also tell you,
Yes.
hey, if you want to learn about social media, do this. I give you tips. I have a coaching program. I also have a course that you can also get. I have a lot of offers, but I don't sell to people. My story, who I am, is what actually sells. And that's how I make money.
Mhm.
And that's what I didn't do before. So always when you create content, when I tell you that I know people, and you don't know them too, that have like 2,000 followers and they're millionaires, and they actually generate leads with content, is when you know that the system is not what it seems it is. And it's broken. And
Yeah.
somehow, because you think followers equals money, it's not like that.
Right.
So please have a strategy, have a business, and make content based on that. That's what actually is going to make you money. It doesn't matter if you have 200 followers or if you have a million, because you would rather have
Mhm.
200 followers that will buy from you. You put an offer, you put a community, you put a coaching program, they will buy from you than having a million followers and nobody buys, because it does happen a lot.
Yes, I'm so glad that you clarify about the difference between views and
Hmm.
monetizing
Yes.
in social media because people are so emphasized on like I want to get viral, I want to get a million views, 13 million views, but there is no profit in
Okay.
that regards to that. So I'm
Hmm.
also thinking about the person that got the offer,
Hmm.
they got the coaching program, they got the community, but then they're not really getting leads, they're not getting sales. They're like, okay, what's going on?
Hmm.
What are your suggestions on
For like
strategy?
if they take my course and they take the coaching, well, that would be
Yes.
almost impossible because I have an amazing system and I actually tested it on myself. Just to give you an example, even though I do have quite a following, when you change from one niche to another, I was doing real estate and lifestyle and I completely changed to marketing. So basically, the audience is like when you follow, let's say, somebody that does skincare, and then out of nowhere, they completely stopped doing skincare and they started doing, I don't know, football. You're gonna be like, what?
What?
Like,
What's
let me
going
unfollow
on?
this
Oh,
person. Like,
yeah.
that's not your target audience, and that's what I did, which is crazy. I lost so many followers, but I gained so many within a month of me completely rebranding my brand. And in 2 weeks, I reached 3 million views and I got over 100 leads. It's
Wow.
not a lot for the amount of followers that I have, but it's a lot when you're starting over because
Yes.
basically I'm being compared to someone that is starting from zero. Because,
Mhm.
mind you, like my current audience doesn't see the value in what I'm giving because that's not what they follow me for. They follow me for entertainment, for lifestyle, for Kate, doing fashion shows and outfits and reality
Yeah.
shows and reality series. But that's not me anymore. I'm trying to help you, I'm trying to build. But it's still, for a business, getting 100 leads, how much is that? If you sell a program for $4,000 or $500, multiply that. That's a lot of money.
Yes.
So that's why you have to have the right strategy. Because even if you don't have the followers, but you follow the strategy that I give you step by step and you sell something, let's say it's $500 or you're a lawyer. And if you get 3 qualified leads out of Instagram, which is very likely that you will get in your first month, that will itself pay for what you have, but you have to be
Yes.
constant and constant and constant. Like the amount of millionaires that there is in social media, Shelby Sapp, Alex Hormozy. Well, Alex Hormozy started before that, but Shelby Sapp is like the perfect example.
Mhm.
That girl is a killer and she only did it through organic content and she is a millionaire right now.
Wow.
So the power that you have on social media is so important. But what did she do? She always had a strategy. She was always talking about sales, about her program, about what she did and how to do it. So that's what you have to do. Pretty much have a strategy. And if you do it the right way, it will work. And it doesn't matter if you get, like, I know this guy, he's 19 years old. I admire him so much. He's amazing. He has an offer of $10,000 because he's really great at what he does. I
Yes.
actually wanted to be in his program so bad. And he only has 15 clients. multiply that. That's $150,000 a month. He's a 19-year-old kid. And he's kill I'm
Wow.
10 years
Listen,
older
nothing
than
is
him. I'm 10
impossible.
years older
Nothing
than
is
him.
impossible. He's
Please.
on games, y'all.
Exactly.
Stop the lying.
And he's not super viral. He does have, like, 90,000 followers, but he doesn't go super viral, and he doesn't even have CTAs or anything like that, but his product is so good, and what he like, the way that he create content is so good that people just come to him automatically. So you have to have something that is so good that people will come, and even if it's 1 or 10 people, but your offer is so good that it will make you profitable.
Yeah.
Don't scam people, though. Be good.
Right.
Okay, have a good offer.
Right. That is like a price. Like when people is just like listen to it like, here's my card. Boom.
Exactly.
This is like a priceless like offer.
Mm,
So that is so key.
mm.
Thank you so much, girl, for sharing
Welcome.
your wisdom. I'm getting
Welcome.
notes here. I'm taking mental notes. So, where can our audience find you and connect with you after today? And if they want to work with you, especially if they have a business and want to work on their social media?
So absolutely. So I'm on all social media platforms. I actually post in 10 platforms a lot. And in every single platform is Kate Violet. Violet is my middle name. So you can find me there. I'm verified on Instagram and Threads and Snapchat. I have a Snapchat show as well. And yeah, you can find me there. And what was the other? Oh yeah, I remember. So how can you book? I actually have for now, I don't know when this is gonna launch or how long is it going to be, but for now, because I have the time, I have a lot of calls, but I still have time on my schedule. I'm having free strategy calls for 15 minutes.
Come
Basically,
on.
on that one, I will tell you exactly what you're doing wrong with your content. I will tell you what to stop doing and what to start doing. And based on your necessities, I am going to tell you exactly what are your steps forward. I also have, let's say you don't want a coaching program because it's a high ticket. You don't want a social media manager because maybe you're not making as much money. I do have a academy course that is only $500.97. That's everything I know in content. It's an amazing community. But the best of it is that you can resell it and you will get 60% as an affiliate. That's a lot of money. So by you selling that course twice, you will make your money and a little more. So I have that and my people love it because they will be able to generate so much money by just selling a course that
Yes.
they can be in a community. So I do have a lot of options for people that are starting. So that will be the best recommendation. But
Mhm.
honestly, invest in yourself.
Right.
I wish I would have met me 5 years ago. I wish I would have gone to Kate. And if I had to pay myself $10,000 to talk to me, I would do it because the things that I had to go through to get where I am today
Right.
were a lot of tears, a lot of failures, a lot of content creation fail, a lot of low views, high views, millions of views, no money, and able to generate leads and generate clients and actually understanding the strategy is so difficult. But when you have the right coach, the right mentor, then that's how
Yes.
you get it. And if you don't have the money, then my social media, I share a lot of tips in there. And like this, I'm sharing a lot of knowledge,
Yes.
a
A
lot of
lot of
things.
knowledge.
But
Yes.
definitely invest in yourself. I think it's very, very important if you do not know where to go.
Right. Thank you so much
You're
for sharing those
welcome.
resources. And as you know, if you listen, this is the best person, expertise, vessel that you can actually book. Get that booking call so that way she can be able to see your social media, give you tips, and also if it's possible, go to her membership and really
Hmm.
be able to build a social media influence and also to provide value to those that you serve in your audience and know that your voice matters. It's time for you to be visible and be able to be seen this year and to come out of hiding. Like, this is not a year to be shy. Okay.
No.
Put the camera on, post and consistently and do not get discouraged regardless of what you see, but because you're making an influence just even on one person's life, changing their lives forever. So keep going, and I will share all your information, your website, all the links on the description, on the notes, so that way you can follow her social media and really follow her tips. And I thank you so much for sharing
Welcome.
your story.
Of
It was such an
course.
encouragement. It's such an honor and a blessing. And I'm getting my tips and I'm getting on that call
Yeah.
too. So
We love you, girl. You're so
yeah, you're so sweet,
sweet.
girl. So you already know, lioness queens, come out of hiding, release your roar, and share this episode, y'all. Share this episode to your Latina friends, to your friends, to your community that really needs this encouragement because this is the year to stop playing games.
Hmm.
This is the year to really own what God has called you to really
Amen.
walk into and not be disobedient anymore.
Mhm.
This is the time to be
Absolutely.
obedient to what the Lord is calling you because you don't know the doors He's going to open and the rooms He's going to allow you to walk into that it can change your life.
That's true.
So
Mhm.
thank you
You're very
again, and I'll
welcome.
see you, Queens.